Gospel of Luke 15, 1-3 and 11b to 32. All the tax collectors and sinners were coming near to listen to Jesus. And the Pharisees and the scribes were grumbling. This fellow welcomes sinners and eats with them. So Jesus told them this parable. There was a man who had 2 sons. And the younger of them said to his father, "Father, give me the share of the property that will belong to me." So he divided his property between them. A few days later, the younger son gathered all he had and travelled to a distant country, and there he squandered his property in dissolute living. But when he'd spent everything, a severe famine took hold of the land, and he began to be in need. So he went out and hired himself out to one of the citizens of that country, who sent him out to feed the pigs. He would gladly have filled himself with the pods that the pigs were eating, and no one gave him anything. But he came to himself, and he said, "How many of my father's hired hands have bread enough and to spare? But here I am dying of hunger. I'll go back and go to my father and say to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your hired hands.'" So he set off and went back to his father. But while he was still far off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion, ran, put his arms around him and kissed him. And then the son said to the father, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father said to the slaves, "Quickly, bring out a robe, the best one, put it on him, sandals on his feet, a ring on his finger. Get the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." And they began to celebrate. Now his elder son was in the field and heard the sound of music and dancing. He called one of the slaves and asked what was going on. And the slave replied, "Your brother has come and your father has killed the fatted calf because he's got him back safe and sound." And then he was angry and refused to go in. His father came out and began to plead with him, but he answered his father, "Listen, for all these years I've been working like a slave for you. I've never disobeyed your command. You've never given me even a young goat that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fatted calf for him." And then the father said to him, "Son, you are always with me. All that I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and rejoice because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found."